Yesterday I fell on campus. Yay. The second time I've had a public fall in a month. Less than a month. It's only been like 2.5 weeks. So that feels great when it comes to my health. But the funny thing is, I realized how cultivated my mindset is when my best friend, who was, lamenting over how much this sucks because I sprained my ankle, I sprained my wrist, and they're on opposite sides of my body. I hit my face on the ground, I scratched my glasses, I scratched my laptop cover. Like, it was a fall, and it was tough. And I'm in pain today. And my friend, bless their heart, was like, the universe is being a bully, and an asshole. And I was like, I understand why you might think that, but I think it's more like a sunflower. And they were like, what? Like, I realize sometimes I say things and I give no context whatsoever because that's where my lovely little neurospicy brain goes. And I was like, well, if you think about it, every time that I am leveling up, every time life is about to get really good in some way, a lot of bad stuff happens. A lot of uncomfortable stuff happens. And it's almost like the universe is testing you, but that even feels kind of wrong. That's not the right language. And so I started thinking about how a sunflower, or just a plant in general, but I love sunflowers and they grow so tall, and they will dig down into the earth, right? They're going to disrupt the soil in order to grow the deepest and strongest roots that they need in order to stay solid and be able to weather the storms. They have to be willing to disrupt the soil, to be willing to disrupt and weather the storms in order to thrive. And they're on their own timeline, so like a friend brought over some sunflowers this summer for my garden to replant, and they were a little too tall to be replanted, so they weren't going to be happy about the transplant. And this is my first summer garden, so I made all kinds of mistakes that I'm going to learn from for next year. Could do a whole series on that. But the funny thing was that this one sunflower, I got 5 and 4 of them died, mostly from my efforts, and I named them after the Spice Girls. And so Sporty Spice was the only survivor, and she just grew and grew, and she ended up being like 9 feet tall at least. She was well taller than me, with all kinds of additional growth and beautiful flowers, and she was on her own timeline. And so the universe is kind of like a sunflower, I guess. Thanks, brain.